The shoulder only feels complicated until you learn what the muscles actually do. Watch this video to find the actions of the shoulder joint and the shoulder girdle. The shoulder is actually divided into two different movements. We've got the shoulder joint, which is the humerus onto the scapula, but we've also got the shoulder girdle, which is movement of the scapula on the rib cage. So we're going to have a look at both sets of movements. So we're going to start with shoulder joint first, and the first movement is shoulder flexion. So with shoulder flexion, from here, we're going to move forward, and we're going to try and brush past our ear. The moment I come out, we've changed the movement. So keep it as close to the body as possible. What muscles are being activated with that? We have the short head of the bicep. We have the coracobrachialis. We have some anterior deltoid. And we also have the upper fibers of the pec major. Should we just see that action from the side? The opposing action to flexion of the shoulder is shoulder extension. So from here, we are moving our arm backwards, and there's not that much movement. So I get to about that position. Let's just have a quick look from the side. From here, backward movement in line with the body. What can I feel working to take me to that position? Well, we've got posterior deltoid. We've got the long head of the tricep. We've got this big back muscle here, the latissimus dorsi, and also the muscle that works really close with it, the teres major. The next action we're going to have a look at is shoulder abduction. So ab and adduction sound quite similar. Abduction is to take away, whereas adduction is to bring towards. So we're looking at taking it away. And again, it's going to be in the plane of the body. We go up as far as we can, up to around your head level, which mine won't go to. And we're thinking, what muscles are we using to do that? Let's have a look from the side. So in line with the body. Three main muscles for abduction. Firstly, we have the supraspinatus, and that's involved with the first 20 degrees of shoulder abduction before the deltoid kicks in. That takes us the rest of the way with aid of the upper fibers of the trapezius. The opposite to abduction is adduction. So now we're bringing in. Now, as you can see, I can't do this as pure adduction because my body is in the way. So I do have to go into slight flexion before my arm comes across my body. The muscles that are bringing my arm in would be anything within my armpit. We're looking at the pec major. We're looking at the subscapularis. We're looking at the latissimus dorsi and its helper, the teres major. We're looking at infraspinatus, and we're looking at the triceps. The next pair of movements is rotation. Now, medial rotation, some people refer to it as internal rotation. Medial rotation is where the humerus twists inwards. And when we measure that, it is easier to do from a 90 degree at the elbow. So we could say that is a medial rotation. If my arm is in this position, that is also medial rotation. I'm going to show you from here. So for medial rotation, there are 5 muscles involved, and it's all the muscles across here pulling that arm inwards. So we've got pec major, we've got subscapularis, we've got the latissimus dorsi and its helper, the teres major, and the anterior fibers of the deltoid. The opposing action to medial rotation is lateral rotation, and lateral rotation is where the humerus rotates outwards. Some books refer to it as external rotation. Again, using the same principle, we can measure it from here, outwards. If my arm's here, backwards. So from this position, there are 3 muscles that help us with lateral rotation. And we are looking at infraspinatus, teres minor, and the posterior fibers of the deltoid. We've also got 2 further actions, but they're combinations of other actions that we've already looked at. The first one, if I place my arm up here, is a horizontal adduction, bringing the arm inwards. We have pec major, we have the anterior deltoid, and the coracobrachialis. The opposing action to horizontal flexion or adduction is horizontal extension or horizontal adduction. So all the muscles used to bring my arm back. Let me show you from this position here. We have posterior deltoid, we have the lats, we have the teres major, we have the infraspinatus and its helper, the teres minor. Now we've done the shoulder joint and all of those big range of movements, we're now doing the shoulder girdle. So the first movement we're going to have a look at is this one, shoulder elevation. Now, which muscles do we think are working for that one? It's got to be up here. We are looking at levator scapula. We're looking at the upper fibers of the trapezius and rhomboid minor and major. Opposite to elevation of the shoulder, we have depression, and a depression is a downward movement. So from an elevated position, my depressor muscles are pulling the shoulder down. And they include the pec minor, this large serratus anterior which sits on ribs 1 to 8 under the armpit, and also the lower fibers of the trapezius are all working together to pull the shoulder into depression. Protraction of the shoulder joint. Protraction is a forward movement, not of the arm, but of the shoulder joint. So from the side view from here, protraction is that position. And often with people that are quite rounded shoulders, you find their shoulders are quite protracted in a kyphotic position. The muscles responsible for pulling the shoulder forward are the pec minor and serratus anterior from underneath the scapula through to ribs 1 to 8. Opposite to protraction, we have retraction. And retraction is to take away. So from the side view here, retraction of the scapula is this way. And I like to think of this one quite easily as the rowing muscles. So it would be the rhomboids, the rhomboid minor and major below, and also the middle fibers of the trapezius. The last two pairs of actions we've got at the shoulder girdle are downward and upward rotation. Again, we're thinking of the scapula on the rib cage. So we have the movement of the scapula where it does that. Now think of where the glenoid cavity is here. Is that moving upward or downward? That's moving upward. So that would be an upward rotation of the scapula. A downward rotation of the scapula is where the glenoid fossa moves downwards like so. And now we can think of that on a real life model. I would be doing abduction and adduction, but at the same time my humerus is moving, my scapula is moving like so on my rib cage. So as I move my arm into abduction, my glenoid cavity is moving upwards. That is an upward rotation of my scapula. So with upward rotation of the scapula, we have the upper traps and also the serratus anterior. With downward rotation of the scapula, which goes with this movement, adduction, we are looking not at my humerus, we're looking at the scapula. We're looking at a bit of pec minor action, both rhomboids and levator scapula. I hope that's given you a better understanding of the actions at the shoulder joint and the movements. There's simple ways to remember it. So flexion is a forward movement. Adduction, we're adding the arm to the body. Protraction is a positive movement, it's a forward movement. Retraction is a backward movement. Elevation, we're going up in an elevator. Depression, we're looking depressed. So there's some really interesting ways to think of those. But the best thing to do is to use your own body and to do it practically. So I hope rather than looking at a textbook, that's given you a more interactive way of learning muscle actions. We hope you found this video informative and can use these techniques with your clients. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to subscribe.